All right, so Link monsters. What is the deal with them? Because Firewall Dragon's banned now. Gumblar got banned. Goblin's banned. Are Link monsters solved? Have we solved our problems? No more Links to worry about in the game?
It's not solved until we go back to Master Rule 3.
Summon Sorceress is Summon Sorceress. It's just a very strong staple.
Yeah, it's generic.
Link 3 that any deck can run. And I think...
Does that make it a problem?
I'll say Konami did everybody a huge favor by having it access to everybody.
I agree.
Because now, I mean, they're in the combo deck that don't use Summon Sorceress.
Even like low tier, even people playing casual decks like Summon Sorceress for what it can do for them. I mean, I agree. I mean, and that's my thing. It's one of those situations where we had a problem with like cards being too expensive and unobtainable. But now anyone who wants to play has a chance to play this card, and it's very strong. That's not to be argued. But it's not like they're playing 3 of them. So at this point, what do? Do you ban it because of that fact?
Yeah, that's a big thing with Links too. Is like they can't. It's hard to limit them.
Right.
Limiting because I mean with Isolde, with Summon Sorceress,
Firewall was proof of that.
You use only one card in the combo. So like, is it? So should Summon Sorceress be banned?
I mean,
I don't.
She's not
I don't think
locking down boards. She's an extender. That's what she does.
And the entire game is extenders now, right? So I mean,
and she's not even all that abusable because she does have a hard once per turn.
She's a hard once per turn, and if she's removed, she doesn't resolve. I mean, there's so many other things that matter. Zone placement has become the biggest thing in Master Rule 4 for any deck, and that is so easy to interfere with in this game at this point.
Does the situation change when Needlefiber was released?
Yes.
Assuming it's released. If Needlefiber is released, does Summon Sorceress get to...
You don't think it changes?
You don't?
No, because Needlefiber is what everyone was saying Isolde was last year.
Fair enough, but Isolde was also very powerful too, though. Isolde is very powerful.
Anything Warrior ran Isolde and 5 equip spells just for the free spell.
But if you think about that from what you're saying, then you're still you're proving that's a problem because Warriors ran Isolde. Any deck in America or any deck in the world is going to run Needlefiber because it only takes one monster plus a tuner.
That's
just to get another tuner.
And this
good.
And like you said, extender. So also what goes into that is we've got Crystron Needlefiber will bring out another tuner. Let's say it brings out a Crystron tuner. Now I still can make Summon Sorceress. So it's just that much easier in that case. I mean,
because
Crystron Needlefiber
because then you have to ban. I mean, almost ban everything.
There are a lot of people who think the Needlefiber hasn't come out because Summon Sorceress exists. Like Konami can't let them coexist. Like they would have to ban Sorceress before releasing Needlefiber, or otherwise a Needlefiber might end up getting banned itself, and then Summon Sorceress stays. Can they both coexist?
Combos aren't a problem. Like that's like
they aren't a problem.
They're not because combo decks have their inherent weaknesses they've always had.
They need pieces.
They have to be, and you can check them.
Saryuja, totally other kind of end of the spectrum. No one. This card's been fine for the first, several months of release.
Like, in World Challenge, you're right. That wouldn't be other decks that really made a big deal out of it.
But now people are using it for the Slash Draw FTK, but not even just
RIP Slash Draw.
So Slash Draw died because of Saryuja.
Press F.
So should Saryuja also be?
Saryuja should be limited. I don't think it should be banned. Limited. It's still one of those cards I think one of would not hurt. But you realize a lot of people make one just to make another. Even a lot of players who play in the deck, they say that. I think Saryuja should be limited. Don't ban it. I think going to one will be great at checking it because at that point you either have to find a way to recycle it, which there are no just regular custom ways to do it, or you got to go a different route. And I feel like that would make it perfectly balanced for anybody.
Yeah, it will go kind of back to how it was when it first came out. It was a card that let you recoup your losses, maybe make one more play, but you could not use it to fuel some janky mess.
FTKs or whatever.
So it's Saryuja to go into another Saryuja and go into another Saryuja, and then by that point, there's no excuse for you not winning.
You have all your pieces. You should have them all.
Basically. I didn't even draw you, so you got everything you want. Whatever, keep going.
So is it the Link monsters or is it the engines that are enabling? Because I mean, Saryuja was fine for several months.
I say it's the.
Then Dangers came out and other cards came out.
I think it's the Links.
I don't say it's the links. It's people's application of the links and finding that way to.
So you think it's the cards that are allowing that to happen?
Yes. The cards and their effects themselves.
We can't get rid of all the engines. If we start complaining about every engine, then we literally go back to a format where you summon, I summon, we attack, you You pop, I pop. 1-for-1 back like 2007. We go back to that format and we complain about every. I know, right? The good days. If we go back, if we're being there, and there are some players that will love that, but let's be honest. That's not advancement of the game. It really is, especially not at this point.
Like, I'm actually I don't like all these engines. I don't even like the Zange engine like that. But I do agree, hitting engines it's kind of like you're shooting Paul because I robbed the bank.
I want you to drive this car, but I'm going to take the wheels off.
I agree with that.
But Paul's getting shot.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, but. Yeah, hitting engines isn't the problem. It's the link monsters. Every time we get one and it gets exploited, we can all point to like a line of text that need a period or a semicolon or a line that needs to be added. These cars are coming into the game they're coming in unbalanced.
They are.
No, okay.
It just needs to be. Somebody exploits it and it becomes a thing. Like I said, Saryuja was fine in the beginning. You probably ran one.
You ran one.
And even in World Challenge, we had a guy that topped. He ran a couple of them, but even then,
people were looking at him crazy like,
you really need that. The deck's already too tight. Extra spec is already too tight as it is. Let's move around that. Then like I said, now we have all these FTKs and so many of these summonable boards. Like it's just
now moving forward. Something interesting that Konami has been doing. So if you look at a lot of the Link monsters that are coming out in Link Frames Pack 2. They all tend to have that subtext of this card cannot be used as link material. Sometimes it's just the turn it's summoned. Sometimes it's just period. Like we saw with Rusty Bardic, for instance, it just can't, you can't link up with it.
It's just there.
Is this the solution?
Yes.
It helps a lot.
It does.
But it does hurt kind of the fundamental link mechanic.
Because in some, they are just combo extenders. Like Rusty, the thing you use against all of.
Yeah,
and I agree, and I feel
and then because we were play testing last night, and it was just on the field, and I was like, "What is it doing on the field?" And I think that's what you said. I was like, "Okay, I'll get rid of this because I'm not."
Yeah, it's not that you can't get rid of it. It's like, why? You can't use it anyway. I mean, unless you can keep using its effect, you can't use it anyway. It's just there, and I feel like personally, Konami did this to try to check it, and I say that because. I don't feel like they were originally going to put this card cannot be used as link material this early. I'm not saying they were never going to do it.
So you think it's like a response to how...
I feel like it's one of those things where we made Firewall, we made Saryuja, we made Summon Sorceress, we effed up. Here you go. I'm going to give you this card. Because Rusty Bardic is actually a really good card. But after you use the effect, you don't really need it anymore. In fact, most players only ever use it one time. So at that point, after you use Summon Sorceress, after you use Summon Sorceress, what do? You link it off.
Yeah.
Same with Rusty Bardic. So this is Konami saying maybe we should try it this way, and that's what they did. So now we're at that point, like you said. I feel like this is where they're trying to hit an emergency button where, okay, we realize we've allowed you guys too much freedom to just go in and just link up into whatever you want. Here's a monster. It has a good effect. You can only use it once, though. And now it's got to sit there, though. Unless your opponent outs or you out your own monster, which nobody's going to do, you have to play around your own monster at that point.
A good example is the pendulum link. I forgot his name. Electromite. If we couldn't link up out of him, I don't think we would have had to hit him the one.
I can see that.
I like that. I agree with that actually.
So last thing then, what is the future of links? Like can they all exist how the way they are right now? What needs to go for sure?
What needs to go?
Like what's got to go for links to continue in a healthy, non-broken way in this game?
So this is my opinion, right?
I mean, realistically though, what should?
So I can't say get rid of Master Level 4.
No, you can't.
No, you cannot say that.
Right.
Moving forward, I think they're actually gonna have to get rid of Summon Sorceress. Now, I don't want them to. I want to make that clear. I don't want them to. I have reasons why. I mean, obviously, we explain reasons why we don't think it should be. But I feel like overall for the player base, I think.
Well, but don't you if they won't they just make something else?
I mean, they're always gonna make something. Have you not? That's what the game's become.
What about more?
You shoot one horse, you get another one. I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
One thing about a lot of broken Xyz monsters where they made them really annoying. This one's a rank 6, this is a rank 5. If your deck couldn't run those types of monsters, you couldn't make them. But we have these links are so generic.
I see what he's saying.
What if we had attribute-based links, kind of like the Link 2s, but even more so a Link 4, but he has to be made with
more specific restrictions on what makes the Link monster. That way they're not so generic.
Yeah, generic.
Everybody can make it and just.
I remember when Topologic Bomber Dragon first came out, nobody used it.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody used it. I mean,
it was $5.
It was one of those cards that, we came out, it was a secret, it was cool, whatever. You didn't really care about it, though. That's not the card you wanted. Man, Topologic is nice. Like people like it's a free, just 2 monsters to make it. I can blow up the field multiple times because it's not a hard once per turn. Like,
Yeah.
it became a thing. Like, I mean, I like it.